Hello everyone and welcome to another one of our videos. Today I'm going to be doing a quick review on these Arzerlize LED strip lights. This is basically a package of about 40 feet worth of LED strip lights. These are RGB, aka color changing, lights that you can use to accent a room, under counters, behind your TV, under your bed, something like that. I've recently been redoing a few things in my room, and I figured I'd try these out, see if I could integrate some accent lighting. And these were a pretty well reviewed option on Amazon, so I wanted to go ahead and try these guys out. So what I'm going to do is go ahead and take everything that comes with these out of the box, see what all they come with, because they're a pretty universal fit type of item. They're probably going to come with a whole lot of stuff. I haven't opened them up yet to take a look, but I'll take everything out, spread it all out, and we'll take a look at it together. All right, so if you're looking at this exact option, this is what you will get in your package, at least at the time of filming this video. You get your spool of LED strip lights. They actually come in a little plastic spool, and it looks like, from just looking through the bag, that there's probably two separate strips in there, or possibly it's one long strip with the ability to daisy chain. I'm not sure until I unwind it, so I'll let you know there. You also get a splitter of some variety. I'm guessing so you can run two separate strip runs off of one controller. You get the instruction manual, a remote control for color changing and strobe functionality and that sort of thing, as well as the LED controller itself. You get some double-sided tape, is what this appears to be. And then you get a few different pieces of double-sided 3M foam tape, as well as some sticky back zip tie or clips that you're able to use to connect the strips and hold them into a certain location. That's what this mounting tape is for as well, and that's what I'm assuming these are for also. And you have what looks like a couple little end-to-end connectors, so I'm guessing, again, so you can daisy chain certain things. I'm not super familiar with these. Haven't ever messed with one of these before, so I don't know yet until I read the instructions. And then we have the power adapter for the controller as well. So I'm going to go ahead and start taking some of this out of its packaging, laying it out, seeing how it works. I'm going to test these out just open on the floor before I really start laying into figuring out where I'm going to put them and everything. So we'll see how it turns out. Before we move on any further in the video, I just want to let you know what I've done so far. I plugged in the LED strip controller. This one, the package that I ordered, comes with a Wi-Fi enabled controller, which connects to a Smart Life app or any other app like that. So I, in specific, use Smart Life, which is one of the recommended ones that, in the controller's instructions. I was able to connect it really super easily, everything connected flawlessly. And that's up and running as far as the controller goes. So I just started taking the LED strips out of the package, and I wanted to let you know that it does indeed come with two strips within this package. I believe it's 40 feet total. I don't think that it's 40 feet each. I think it's 20 foot basically per strip. What I'm going to do now is go ahead and plug these guys in and see how they work. Alrighty, so I now have the LED strips connected and on my countertop, just for testing purposes. You can see I have the controller plugged in. There's a outlet on the back splash of my counter, and that's where the adapter's plugged in. Runs down to the controller. This right here is an infrared receiver, so if you're using the included remote instead of your phone in a smart app, you want to place that somewhere that you can point the remote. Another thing to note is that the controller has a blue LED light inside of it. Not a good thing or a bad thing, it's just a thing to keep in mind, especially whenever you're placing this. So if you don't want to be able to see that blue LED, just keep in mind that you're going to need to put that somewhere that it can't be seen. So you can see from there, it just connects to one of the LED strips, and then the other one is daisy chained off of that. And here within the app, I have the ability to control off and on of the strips. I can control colors within basically an infinitely variable palette. So let's say that I want it on an orangey color. I can make that happen. If I want it straight red, straight green, straight blue, yellow, cyan, purple, any of those colors, there's basically quick shortcuts there. You can change the brightness of the strips with a slider. You can change what I would call saturation, and if you bring that all the way down, it takes all of the color out and just turns the strips white, which you can also do by placing the little selector right in the middle. That also changes your saturation. There's a few different modes. There's one where it fades in and out from different colors, and you can change the speed of how quickly it does that. There's a mode where it flashes from color to color, and you can change the speed of that as well. And there's a mode where it will flash to music. Now right now it's flashing to my voice because it is picking it up through the phone's microphone, but it'll flash to music if that's playing as well. You can change the sensitivity of the microphone so it's less or more sensitive, and you can also change the speed at which it flashes. So it will flash slower or faster depending on what's playing or how you're talking or whatever. So I think for my purposes, I will probably almost always have these on a solid color. But what I'm going to do now is take a look at where I'm actually going to place these in my room. Also, something that I want to note before I start figuring out where these are going to go is a couple different things. One is that these are cuttable. Every so often, there's an area where it has a marking with scissors that basically indicates that you can cut these strips. And I believe that's what those quote-unquote butt connectors are for, the ones that are male-to-male pins. I think that those are to connect the strip together once you've cut it. Not 100% sure. I'll have to do some investigation on that, and I'll let you know if that's correct or not. And another thing I want to note is that the double-sided adhesive is already included on the back of these. So it came with a roll of adhesive for you to use if you need it. For example, maybe you already stuck these somewhere once, pulled them off, and you need to restick them. But they already have, at least in my case, the adhesive pre-applied, which is nice to see. So what I'm going to do is go ahead and figure out where I'm going to stick these, and I will come back once I've had some more investigation going on. A few days have passed, and I've kind of gotten some supplies in that I needed to set up these lights. I started hanging them underneath the bed, and I found a great solution for doing that. These will also work for hanging them on a wall, but they are these Command damage-free hanging hooks. They are called the decorating clips, so if you look for them on Amazon or at Target, somewhere like that, that's what you'll find them as. They come in a pack of 20, and they come with a few extra adhesive strips as well, just in case you screw one up, which may happen. But these work fantastically well with these lights. The lights fit and clip into these clips beautifully. They're designed for hanging strand lights, so I figured that they would be a pretty good shot in the dark for these, and it turned out to be most excellent. So I'm going to go ahead and finish hanging the lights under my bed and figure out the routing of the rest of them once I have them all hung, and we'll go from there and figure out and take a look and see what they look like. Alrighty, so I got the lights installed under the bed, and I'm showing you right now what they look like lit up in kind of the cyan color. I'm going to take you underneath the bed to show you what the final install looked like in just a second, but I just wanted to show you the overall look. So this is it with a solid color. If I transition to another color, say purple, you can see what that looks like lighting up underneath the bed. I can turn down the brightness, which is nice. You can actually turn it down so dim that you could probably sleep with it and use it kind of as a nightlight built into your bed, or whatever else you're using these to light up. You can change the light to white as well, like I showed earlier on the countertop, and it looks very nice coming out from under the bed. And just to give you another idea of another mode that it looks like with the backlighting something, here it is with the smooth color to color transition effect, just kind of transitioning from, I guess the feature name implies, color to color. So this is what it looks like under the bed. I also ran the lights behind my desk that's to the left of the bed. It's kind of a desk nightstand thing. Used to be a desk that I used for writing and that sort of thing. It's now turned into more of a large nightstand. So you can see it looks really, really nice with these strips lighting up underneath the bed and behind the desk. Fantastic accent lighting. So what I'm going to do now is take you underneath the bed just to show what the install looks like, and then we'll wrap up the video from there. We're now underneath the bed, and you can see the way that I installed these lights. I did these in the least invasive way possible. So with adhesive clips, the Command clips that I showed earlier, Command being a very easy to remove and non-damaging adhesive, and then clipping the LED strips in there. So for example, you can see right here, that's one of the Command clips right there. The LED strip just kind of shoves into the clip and sits in place, and they hold up beautifully. I slept in the bed last night, so I've gone a day since the last clip whenever I was showing the Command clips, and since I installed the strips, everything's holding up just fine with rolling around in the bed and everything, so absolutely no issues there with those adhering or with the LED strips staying in the clips. So I think this is definitely a fantastic way to install these strips if you're looking for something that's non-invasive. Something to note, like I mentioned earlier in the video, is that these do have adhesive pre-applied to the back of them, so you don't need the clips, but I'm guessing that adhesive is going to be a little bit harder to remove if these ever fail than it would be to just unclip them from clips and clip a new strip in place. So, what I'm going to do now is take you back up to the top of the bed and kind of give you my final thoughts. To wrap up the video, I think these are a pretty darn fantastic product for the price point and considering what they do and everything. They're not super expensive. I think these were somewhere around $40 whenever I purchased them. They work really well. They connect with your Amazon Echo pretty seamlessly. If you use a smart home app, like the Smart Life app in my case, they connect up to that just like any other smart appliance does. Super, super simple across the board. Everything works just as I would expect and is very intuitive. And overall, I'm really happy with them. How long they'll last, I don't know. I don't have any experience with these types of LED strips. I have a lot of experience with other LED lighting. Some bulbs fail really quick. Some bulbs I've had for 10 or 15 years and they're totally fine. So it's totally dependent on the quality of the product and as well as how it's treated. Being under a bed and behind a desk, it's going to be pretty low trafficked, not subject to any kind of major stress or anything like that. So I think how long these last is going to be entirely dependent on the product itself. One thing I want to mention that's a small negative about these is that these strips colors don't match perfectly. The way that I ran these was I started right behind the right side of my desk, which you can see kind of dark in the frame. That's where my outlet is, where the power adapter for the controller is plugged in. And I started right behind there, ran my first strip, and it runs all the way around my bed. And then right at the back corner of my bed, before it comes back across the headboard and then to behind my desk, that's where the strips transition. And the second strip is a little bit more greenish yellow tinged than the first one. So the color temperature, the colors of the LEDs, something's a little bit off balance between the two. The one that's underneath my bed is more of a true white, whereas the one behind the desk, like I said, has the tinge of the green and the yellow in it. So just something to note, these may not be perfectly quote-unquote color calibrated out of the box. I don't know if there's any calibration that you can do on these, but that's something that I will possibly look into. It doesn't really bug me just because of the transition points, making it pretty hard to tell the difference, because even though they're side by side, they're kind of lighting up two separate items. So like I said, not a huge deal to me, but just something to note in case you are wanting to look into these. But otherwise, very inexpensive. I'm very impressed with how they work. Everything as far as setup and everything goes went flawlessly, and even the installation using something outside of what was included with the product went really, really well. And like I said, I'm really, really happy with these, and I definitely like the look that they provide to the kind of underglow of the bed. So with that, I want to thank you all for watching. Let me know if you have any questions in the comments below, and I will definitely keep you updated on the longevity and performance of these going forward in the video description. I hope the video was helpful, and I hope to see you in the next one.